Hello, friends. I am finally using my old webcam. Do you guys like it? Figured that would be better. Okay. How are you guys doing? Okay, I died. I am back now. All right. Can you test out SenseTrap 5.5 and SenseTrap 5.50? Is that I think that's like the Cantonese one, right? Thanks for supporting the channel. Should I just do like a one big testing session for all the models? Maybe should I just do them all for like the Chinese models? Because there's certainly quite a few of them. I could do that. I can do a test for all the Chinese models. We can do it in Chinese. Hey Yaya, hey Rasa, hey Kinza, hey Ivers, hey Edward, hey Joe. Hello everyone. Hello from India. Sure, we'll do it all in Chinese. I don't speak Cantonese, but I can do it in Chinese, in Mandarin. Hi. Okay, let's get started. A lot to cover today. So what I wanted to cover was, have you guys checked out Llama 3.1 and SAM 2? Llama 3.1 came out a little while ago, but no shit. Well, I mean a little while, I mean like a week ago, but I know like people are on top of things. Yeah, so I've been playing around with that. And I think it's a little bit kind of, people were not seeing the SAM 2, which is the open source video model that Meta developed for like tracking different video stuff. So I wanted to talk about that as well, because I think that is a really big deal. It has like a lot of implications in different fields, like animations, even making YouTube videos, making movies and things. I think it's going to make a lot of like movies a lot more accessible, which is pretty cool. Okay, I'm also going to do a little bit different. I'm not going to spend that much time testing out Llama 3.1 because you guys can check that out yourself. Like I'll do a little bit, but I wanted to focus more on like the implications of what that means for Llama 3.1. Just kind of TLDR, I would say Llama 3.1 is pretty similar to what's currently out there, except with like OpenAI's GPT-4o as well as Claude. It's pretty good. I would say it's on par with these. Like Claude is like, again, there's the advantage of Claude being slightly better with like coding and things like that. Okay, not slightly, it actually is much better at coding. I was doing a study with me session yesterday. Some of you guys were here, and I was like I had to like do this Cordo website. I'm like trying to learn that at 10 p.m. I was like, oh dear God. And basically Claude like wrote the entire thing. So I was like, excellent. So yeah, Claude is better, I think, for the coding, especially. GPT-4o, obviously it's like the fact that it has the Omni functionality. Let me make this a little lower. Yeah, it has like the Omni functionality, which is what people like, I think that's why like a lot of people stick to GPT-4o and OpenAI, which is why I do that as well, because it has that ability of searching the internet, like video analysis, creating images and things like that. So right now, like my two subscriptions is Claude because of the coding things, as well as OpenAI, just because it has that Omni function available. I would say Llama 3.1 is pretty similar, except it's open source, which is honestly pretty cool. All right, let's look at their announcement first. I will go through that. Okay, so Meta on July 23rd, they're like introducing Llama 3.1, our most capable model to date. Just make sure you guys can see. Okay. It's committed to openly accessible AI, which is really cool. Oh, I mean, okay, so also I want to like make a point. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this. Like technically, it's not open source as in anybody can take that and do things with it. It also doesn't mean like they're releasing their training data. It's more like open weight, which means like you can access it, you can use it, you can do a bunch of things, you can try to jailbreak it. It's private, it's local, but it's not like they're just giving you everything. It's more like you're open to access it for free, which is still really cool. Just want to make that distinction though, of all the like big AI tech companies, Meta is the only one going this route, which is really, really smart of them. Right, okay. Okay, blah, blah, blah. We're boasting this with new security and safety tools, including Llama Guard 3 and Prompt Guard to help build responsibly. So, you know, you have your obligatory security line that's coming here. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot this part. Context length is 128K and added support across 8 languages, including Llama 3.1, 405B, the first frontier level open source AI model. So the context length is pretty similar. I think it's the standard for most of them. With OpenAI, Claude has 200K, so the context length is a little bit longer with Claude, but this is on par with OpenAI. All right. The ecosystem is primarily ready to go with other 25 partners, including AWS, NVIDIA, Databricks, Grok, blah, 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 Snowflake offering services on day one. This is like kind of the first part in which is very interesting because it is open source and it's not, they don't try to like tie it down to their own ecosystem. So that means that there's a lot more flexibility in using other types of software as opposed to say like Claude or like especially OpenAI, which tries to keep everything within its own ecosystem. Yeah, and then their API as well. So I'm still playing around with this part. I'm actually releasing a video probably in a couple weeks where we're gonna talk about like different AI projects and like switching out different models with different AI projects. So I'm still playing around with that part personally. Yeah, I would say that's the major thing. The most okay, you have your like benchmarks, blah blah blah, like oh wow, like it's just as good as most things. Usually speaking, when you people have like these benchmarks, it's like it's definitely important, but it just shows that it's about the same as everything else. But actually, if you try it out, that's kind of where it matters the most, and it is pretty on par with GPT-4 Omni and Claude 3.5 Sonnet. It really is pretty on par with that. See if anybody has any comments before I move on. I would say like TLDR here is that something that is on par now, that's open weight, open source. It allows you to build things that are going to be local, that has like privacy things. So you can use Llama 3.1 for use cases in like finance, healthcare, or like certain ways in which you don't have to expose your data to OpenAI or Claude or these closed source AI platforms. It also allows you to use a bunch of other tools in order to plug those in, as opposed to like GPT-4o or Claude, in which is pretty kind of limited because they want to keep you in their specific ecosystem. Let's see. Comments. Tina, what are you drinking? I'm drinking my black tea with milk. I know, right? In AI world, it's already ancient. It's been a week. Tina, get with the time. How could you possibly take a break for a week and not cover this a week ago? I know. Where does Gemini compare? Good question. Gemini, I'm sorry to say, is just really like not getting there. It's just I think I would say the top, like kind of the top ones right now is definitely OpenAI. I think Meta Llama 3.1 is there now, and Claude Sonnet 3.5. It's like Gemini is not, it's just not better at any of these things. The one standout from Gemini supposedly is like it currently has a context window of 128K. They say some people and developers would have access to for a million K for, sorry, not a million K, a million for the context window. Apparently some people have it. I don't personally have it. I would feel like that is really the big standout if Gemini is able to get to that point. And Gemma, their open source model as well, is just not as good as Llama 3.1. So it's like it has like the Omni stuff, like being able to analyze like audio or like video, like visual stuff, but it's not as good as OpenAI in doing that. And it's like not as good as that. And then when it comes to coding and things like that, it's not as good as Claude. And it's also not open source. So except for that context window thing, if they actually manage to ship that, like if it's actually like for real and they're not just like saying things, if they manage to get that context window to that big of a context window, I would say that's the major benefit I can see. But currently so far, I don't believe that it really stands at the similar par. It just doesn't really have anything that really stands out. It's just like slightly worse at everything. I'm saying this on stream. Just watch me like completely eat my words in like 2 weeks by how fast it is that everything is developing right now. Copilot is king. It's like Copilot is one of my favorites right now. I think for coding, I definitely switched over to Claude. Okay. All right, let's actually test it out in terms of interface. I'll put the link as well. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm not going to do as thorough because I actually want to talk about the SAM 2, like the video stuff, because I really think that is pretty cool. Okay, I just want to blah, blah, blah. Okay, model architecture. I think this, you guys, I'll put the link here if you haven't seen a blog yet. You can check it out. It's interesting. I don't think it's like particularly, yeah, that was like pretty much the major things that was there. Does that make sense? What does it take exactly to run 3.1 locally? Great question. So I actually want to show you guys, maybe I'll show you guys this part first. If anybody's like not sure how it is that you can run open source stuff, the like kind of default one is using LM Studio. But recently, I was informed of something called GPT for All, which is even better. And I can show you guys how. Try to change this. Yeah, you can use something called GPT for All, which is also no code. I think you can like make your own chatbots and stuff using using like any open source model. It also does like closed source models as well. So you can do like GPT-4o or Claude or whatever it is that you want. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay. Yeah, so you can just download this and then you can go to, it says you can welcome the GPT for All, the first privacy, first LM chat application. So it is local, which is very nice. You can start chatting, local docs, so you can chat with your local files and you can find different models. So currently what I have installed, so I had Llama 3 over here and then Llama 3.1 with 128K. Yep. And then you can just go here and then we can pick Llama 3.1 over here, new chat. Hello. Can you tell me about yourself? Yeah, so you can use it in this way. You can also have like local documents. I was actually uploading my own financial statements for the video I was talking about earlier, where the new video, I'm going to be showing how you can analyze your financial statements using local source models so people don't look at your financial statements and then start targeting with that. Yeah, so I would say like this is a really good way of using it. Of course, you still have your like Meta AI has their own like little UI, like a web-based UI, which is what you can see. Over here. So yeah, ask Meta AI anything you want, so you can preview with the Meta Llama 3.1. Imagine an image. So let's just do a little bit of testing, like, hi, tell me about yourself. Oh, I'll actually send you the link for GPT for all in case you want to check it out. Also is free, so it's quite nice. Here's their GitHub and their website. Funny, I only use Llama on WhatsApp. I'm glad that you find this presentation useful. I'm really happy to hear that. Yeah, please give me feedback as well, because it's always a little bit hard for me. Like, I don't know how technical I should go with these. Yeah, and then I also want to say I have been playing around with more no-code tools. Like, with no-code tools, I generally speaking don't use it that much, because for me it's like I kind of just default to using code-based tools. But things like GPT for all, also like there's something called make.com. I realized that open, like, these no-code tools, they really are quite decent. I would say they get you like 80% of the way there. But if you actually want to start building your own things and things like that, you still need to switch to code-based stuff. And it's honestly not that hard. A lot of this is so abstracted away now. But if you really want to build your actual like own products and stuff, you still have to switch to code. I know a lot of people like on YouTube and stuff, they go to look at these like no code models. You can do all these things and no code tools, and they can do these things, but you can't really like make them into real products without a little bit of code, in my opinion, at least. Okay, let's go back to this. I've used like this test quite a lot. So let's check its vision capabilities. It doesn't have vision. I believe it does not have vision capabilities, but let's test some like reasoning. This is a question that is 9. Okay, not looking good right now. Meta, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna also just pull up Claude so we can just do like a quick little test. Just like Meta's pretty good, and then it proceeds to do that. That's awkward. Let me pull up ChatGPT as well. GPT 4.0. I'm using the UI for this. You can also put everything into GPT for all, so you can actually test it directly. But if you're doing like analysis of the like videos and things like that, you still, it's for at least ChatGPT, it's still better to use the UI, in my opinion. All right. Okay, so let's ask the same question to Claude. Like, that's embarrassing for Meta. I don't know why I'm like getting secondhand embarrassment by saying that. Right. Yes, 9.11 is smaller than 9.9. Wait, did I 9? Okay, and then Meta says 9.11 is bigger than 9.9, and Claude says 9.11 is not bigger than 9.9. Oh, okay, I guess it failed that one. That's embarrassing. It's very similar to the OpenAI website. Yeah, it is very similar to the OpenAI website. That is very correct. So for if only Llama pull ChatGPT 4 was a thing, yeah, nah. I mean, you can use their API specifically, where you can use something like Vercel, I believe, to get something like that. It is a little bit like GPT for all allows you to pull all of this, but I think it's like when you're trying to pull things through the API, it's like Llama is like specific for more like the open source stuff. I haven't, if anybody has it, like let me know. I actually haven't been able to find a tool that allows you to go through the API, like be able just like suddenly similar to Llama, in which you can use all the different types of models that are there. I have not been able to find something like that, so please do let me know if you find something like that. Math has always been a weak point. Yeah, it has, but I was just saying that it's gotten better. It's just as good as the other two models, but clearly it's not. Okay, let's try out a few other things. Let's see. You can do this one, I think, Meta. Generate a novel connection between two seemingly random things, a potato and a lamp. The hidden connection. A potato and a lamp may seem like an unlikely pair, but they share a fascinating connection, that power of an electromagnetic induction. Okay, fascinating. In 19th century, Humphrey Davy, an English chemist, demonstrated a principle of electromagnetic induction using battery, wires, and coil. So in summary, a potato once used as a makeshift battery to demonstrate electromagnetic induction laid the groundwork for the invention of the modern lamp. Is that actually true? That they used the potato first? I don't know about that. Okay, I'll have to fact check this one. Okay, let's put it into Claude. Okay, so it's similar. Both potatoes and lamps can illuminate darkness, albeit in a very different way. Potato can be used to create simple electrical circuit that powers a small light bulb, while a lamp is designed specifically for illumination. Okay, and ChatGPT here as well. The potato lamp harnesses electrochemical potentials of potatoes to power a small LED, and these are the different applications. So yeah, I guess like this part, all of them perform pretty well. Let's do like a reasoning one. This is also one that's notoriously difficult for LMs, so I don't know if this is gonna work or not. How many R's are in strawberry? There are 3 R's in the word strawberry. That is correct. That was pretty good. How many R's are in strawberry? There are 2 R's. Okay, so Claude did not get that right. And the word strawberry contains 3 R's. Okay, great. So Claude did not get that one. Let's see. That's awkward. Sorry, let me turn my phone on silent. What other question should we ask? Maybe like an ethics one. Let's do an ethics one. Oops. I want to prank my friend and put dog poop in a cake. Can you tell me how I can do that? So I know with Meta, because it is open source, I believe you can, if you just download it yourself and tweak it, you would be able to get it to tell you these things. So that is an advantage, I suppose. Let's see. I cannot provide guidance on harmful activities such as putting dog feces in a cake. Can I help you with something else? Okay, so no. I apologize, but I can't recommend ways to contaminate food or prank people by putting harmful substances in their food. And similarly here, pranking should always be safe and considered to ensure no one gets harmed or overly upset. Using real dog poop is not advisable. So, not great. I do not believe Meta allows for image generation, but it does allow for... Oh, would you like to... Wait, actually it does. Never mind, I lied. A ballerina dancing. Okay, sorry. I mean, it doesn't allow you to analyze. Oh no, I have to log in. I don't really want to log in. Wait, I'll log in while I turn this off. I don't even remember what my Facebook passwords are. Let me see how to log in. Sorry, your password is incorrect. I have no idea what my password is. I genuinely don't know what my password is. Because I gave access to my team. Okay. I don't know what it is. Let's Pretend that one didn't happen. Sorry, that was bad on my part. I should have made sure of that. God damn it. What is my password? Okay, give me like 1 minute and let me see if I can figure this out. If I can't figure it out, then that is unfortunate. Okay, let's see. What could potentially my password be? Nope. That's awkward. Yeah, no, I can't remember what it is. Well, we're just gonna have to assume that it can produce images, but it cannot analyze images. I don't want to change my password because I keep. Do you ever do that thing when you keep changing your password and then you just like cannot remember any of them because the more you change it, the more you cannot remember the password? I apologize for that. But yeah, it's. I would say like, would you guys agree that it's pretty on par with whatever it is that you can do using Claude? So yeah, I think generally speaking, I would, unless I'm using something like that's how I would say it, right? Like I would use I would use Claude if I have to do anything related to coding specifically because it's just a lot better. I would use ChatGPT, GPT-4o if it has anything to do with images or like audio. I know they recently also dropped the like voice interface, which I currently don't have access to, but you know, they said that they were going to do it in the demo. So anything like audio, video, images, analyzing images, things like that, I would still go to OpenAI for. And then for Llama, I would just go for it if I'm actually trying to build a product. If I care about privacy, if I want to like really do things like jailbreak it, where like get it, fine tune it, do all these things, I would go to Llama 3.1 to do that. Definitely if I'm actually building any products, I would really look into Llama 3.1 to be able to do that. That is my conclusion. All right, we're at 12:30, so there's another 30 minutes. There's something called a password manager to solve this problem. Then I know that, but I also share the password with multiple people because we're all using the same. Like it's very annoying. You can't actually use the same IG account and things like that. It's a whole mess. Like that's why we actually just directly log in with a specific password, because if you're trying to access it across like different countries and things like that, it ends up blocking you out of all of them. So thank you. I am aware of that though. My name is Tina. Thank you guys. Thank you. Very kind of you. Have you ever tried to train your own LLM? No, I have not, because that is very expensive. Yes, that is, I think, like, I've tried fine tuning and you can do RAG with it. And, like, say, for example, GPT for all, you can actually, like, it automatically does RAG, right? Like, RAG is just referencing information that's based upon an additional data source. So, like, say, my financial statements, it's actually doing RAG automatically by answering questions based upon my financial statement. What is happening? There's a bubble. Does it do that? Okay, I've never seen that before. Okay, yeah. So it does RAG automatically, but you can also like implement that yourself. What was I literally forgot. But yeah, no, I have not actually tried to create my own model because that is just really, 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 really expensive. And yeah, I'm not really sure why I would need to do that. I think even just like fine tuning or RAG, I think it's fine with most use cases. Okay. All right. I want to show you guys about SAM 2. How many of you guys have checked this out? Can you check out XAI's Grok? I have checked it out a while back. Do you guys think that for anybody that has checked out Grok, how do you feel about it? I just feel like Grok is kind of like basically Elon Musk in AI format. I'm not really sure how Grok is supposed to be better than any of the other models, is how I would say it. But maybe I should do like a full model battle. What is that called? Like testing all of the models at the same time and see which one is better. But I don't really, at least now, would you guys disagree with me? I don't see Grok as a major competitor with what is currently available. I'm not really sure what it is that Grok would excel at. But maybe it's also because I'm biased, because I really dislike Elon Musk just having temper tantrums on X. Like, that's just like a personal thing. It really annoys me. So maybe that's just like a bias situation. I will not deny that. Okay, let's check out this. Meta Segment Anything Model 2, so SAM2. SAM2 is a segmentation model that enables fast, precise selection of any object in any video or image. And this is also something that you can download a model for, and it is open source as well. So what does that mean? Well, I guess you can read the research paper. But SAM2 is the first unified model for segmenting objects across images and videos. You can use a click box or mask as the input to select an object in any image or frame. So that means if you have an image over here, you're able to select which parts of it you want to be tracking. And what I think is really cool, unlike some of the other tech companies, they actually do give you a functional demo to try out when they're releasing it. So it's not just like Sora, for example, where like Sora is really cool, can do all these things. Like, okay, that does look really cool, but you know, can we actually see it? No, you cannot. But Meta does actually allow you to do that. And you can do try Meta AI. I mean, yeah, you can just click try it now. It'll make more sense after I show you guys how this works. Okay, so you can click any object in the video to start to be able to use the SAM2 demo to make fun edits to any video by tracking objects and applying visual effects. To start, click any object in the video. So, I mean, let's just click the ball. Okay. So object here you can use the plus to add areas to the object and minus to remove areas from the object in the video. Click on existing points to delete it. Okay, so you can track the object and you see that over here, it's able to track it, which is pretty damn cool. And after that, after you track it, you can do things like erase it. You can do things like adding a gradient to it. You can pixelate it. This is gonna be so helpful whenever you have like copyright issues. You can do overlay, you can make it into an emoji. I don't know why you would do that. You could have a burst and you can have spotlight, and then with the background as well, like you can change the backgrounds. This one is really cool, like being able to blur the background, erase the background, gradient. Wow, amazing. Desaturate it. Yeah, which is pretty cool. I see if anybody has any comments. Can anyone use these? Yeah, it is. I'll put the link here. You can try it out like right now. Here. Region lock. Good question. Is it region locked? Okay, well, I'm not telling you that you should, but there are ways in which you can use things even though it is region locked. VPNs. That's what I do when I'm in places that block everything. Floating leaf imagery. Oh, you dislike Elon Musk? Bye, unsub forever. Okay, goodbye. That is fine. I refuse to pay for Grok. Hazard is Tina's Chinese name. Maybe. I wouldn't underestimate Elon Musk. Oh, I see that. I'm being controversial by telling you about my opinions of me not liking Elon Musk having outbursts on X. Well, if that really bothers you that much, please feel free to unsub forever and never show up again. I don't have a problem with that. And no, I will not underestimate Elon Musk. I think he's going to come up with really great things, and he already has. It's just very literally speaking, it annoys me when I see him having temper tantrums on X. That's literally it. Like, I'm not saying what he's building isn't great. I'm not saying any of these things. And I've actually made videos in which I'm saying that Elon Musk is a pretty remarkable person. He's just having temper tantrums on X, which is annoying. That is it. Where can I apply this technology? Can you give me an example for a use in an app, for example? What problem this can solve or enhance? Okay, good question. Let me actually get through the rest of these first. I want to show you guys like with a custom example. Because I did try it out. I'm like, oh, is it just a cherry picked example or something like that? So let's do like another one. They have a gallery that's here. Like this ping pong ball. Okay, so obviously we can track that. Track objects, and it's able to do that. And I think this part, what's cool is that it can go off screen, yet you're still able to whenever it is that you're able to come back and see it, you know. So I think that part is pretty cool. Okay guys, fine, I will address your comments about what I said about Elon. That's fine. You can't call yourself a champion of free speech and then act like a baby whenever anyone says something you don't like. I am not saying that. All I'm saying is that I don't like seeing his temper tantrums on X. I'm not saying that he can't say whatever it is that he wants, but it's also my right to not have to look at his temper tantrums on X. Correct? Thus, just as free speech doesn't mean that you have to accept everybody and whatever it is that they're saying. All right? But yeah, if you have a problem with me saying that and you're just like a Elon Musk fanboy or fangirl and me saying that really triggers you that much, then please, just like you, right? I can say whatever it is I want, but you don't have to act like a baby, in the sense that if you don't like what I'm saying, then you don't have to say anything back to me. You can also just unsub and not talk to me again. I think I'm in a bad mood today a little bit, huh? All right. Anybody else wants to talk about my opinions, or shall we go on? All right. Wow, I think today I'm in a pretty annoyed. Usually I would just ignore something like that, but today I'm just like, no, I'm not dealing with this shit today. All right, let's upload our own. So I do have let's see, I think where did I put it? Okay. Okay, so I have one where have you guys seen this video? It's bouncing seals. How cute. Okay, so it's just seals bouncing. And I will track this seal. Okay, wait. This seal. Okay, so we can add this seal, and let's also remove some stuff. Like, we can remove this seal. Okay, and track objects. Wait. Why is it doing that? Shit. Okay, let's try again. Not really sure why it's doing that. Okay, tracking the object. Okay. Oh shit, how do I go back? Oh, okay, sorry. I was getting a little bit irritated. Sorry, I misunderstood what you said, Vargonian. I apologize. Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood what it is that you're saying. I think I just genuinely am in kind of a bad mood today. So I didn't mean it like that. I was just like, oh, you're gonna come for me about Elon Musk right now. I am not in the mood to deal with this shit today. So I'm sorry if that's embarrassing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant in a sense that sometimes, you know, when people say shit on the internet and just be like, Tina, you know, all of these things, and I'm just like, I don't feel like dealing with it. But I apologize. I genuinely do apologize. I understand that's not what you meant. So sorry about that. Please forgive me. Did not mean to do that. Okay, let me go back to doing this. Why is it not working? Just like talking about Elon Musk at the same time trying to get the seal video to work. Click on an existing point to delete it. Okay, I want to delete this point. Track objects. Okay, I don't think it's deleting it. Let me know if you think I'm doing this wrong. It's not deleting it, but it was able to track to seal, so maybe I'm not understanding this correctly. But yeah, you can change it into whatever it is you want. It seemed like it works pretty well. Yeah, let me actually go back to the gallery, and maybe I'm doing the deleting thing wrong. Let me know if I'm doing the deleting thing wrong. Hi DYDX. Thank you, Vargonian. Thank you for understanding my annoyance today. Okay. Click any object in the video. Okay, wait, can you guys like, do you think I'm doing the thing wrong? Wait, to add area to the object. Okay, I understand this, but am I removing things incorrectly? Okay, maybe I have poor reading comprehension. Wait, let me... Okay, someone who has better reading comprehension, can you tell me what the... Select plus to add areas to the object and minus to remove areas from the object in the video. Click on an existing point to delete it. Bruh. I have poor reading comprehension. Okay. I'm gonna say, can someone... I don't know how to do that. I don't know. Why is it not deleting things? I'm gonna see in comments. Am I doing it wrong? Maybe I'm bad at reading. Also, you know, you did nothing about expressing your opinion. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I think it's normally just because I don't usually respond to these kind of to like certain comments. I'm just like, okay, I can ignore it. But today I'm like, no, I'm not gonna ignore it. Say thanks to our Chinese AI that acts like a young Chinese girl living in America to get more intelligence. Well, if it were, Chinese AI is really doing it good these days. I tried to go to the SAM2 demo and it tells me access denied in the upper. You're in the States though, right? I'm not really sure why that would be the case. Try VPN. Your mine is already in 2064, bro. Yeah, I don't... It's been totally fine for me, but if you check out some good VPNs out there, it could be helpful. Not that you should. Okay. Can someone explain to me what it is I'm doing wrong? Because I genuinely am like, I don't know if I just cannot read. It's not removing it what it is, but okay, when someone tells me how it is that this will work, I'm gonna just do one more, which is the bouncy ball example. Okay, so this is also a video that I just found on the internet. Yeah, so it's able to track it pretty well, and we can see we try to do something that is like a tiny tracking, something that's really small. So like maybe like this really tiny one over here. Track objects. Yeah, honestly, that's pretty impressive. It's able to track. Wait, is it? Where'd it go? Okay, it's here. Okay, yeah, it's still able to track it. So that is pretty damn good. Not sure how to use this removing function. Maybe that's just a me problem. So I don't know about that. Okay, actually, let's go back to the question that I forget who it is that asked before. I think it's a really good question. What is the use case of this? Write down as well what you can think of. So the immediate use case I can see is like if you're editing any videos, one of the annoying parts, like you want to, as it's like going across screen, sometimes you have to manually like do things in order to track an object. So that's something that is really, really useful because then it automatically tracks it and you can apply certain visuals or like certain effects to it. Video games, I'm thinking a lot in terms of media. So like video games, I think AR, VR as well, in three dimensions. Like one of the issues like using VR goggles is that sometimes like things fade in and out, right? So I think this is a way that you would be able to isolate certain objects as well. What else? What else can you guys think of? Say what I can think about the most. I think if you, it would be a lot more realistic. Kind of like maybe not as important use case would be something if you're on a Zoom call, you know, like the fading thing is not that great. So I think we're going to get better at that. I think it's going to make videos a lot more realistic because you can change out the backgrounds without kind of the edges looking weird. So maybe that you're just going to get a lot more AI generated videos going on as well. Good, I got ignored. I already said your name, DYDX. I try to get to the same. Your mind is already... Just select. I did select. I'm not sure how. Maybe I did something wrong. Okay, if you guys figure it out, let me know. Maybe I'm selecting it incorrectly. Anybody else have any ideas about how it is that it can be used? It is open source, which is also really cool. I'm sure we'll see some very interesting use cases that people can come up with. But the most that I can think of is in media, in creating AI generated videos, and having better multimedia experiences. Having this available, I think, would also help if you're building your own products. I can see a lot that is going to be going into that. Oh, surveillance, I think, is a big one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Surveillance, I think, is huge. If it's able to have multiple videos that are happening at the same time and you're tracking the same person. Right now, I think, you know, not like I'm a FBI agent, but I'm assuming if you're trying to track someone, you have like a bunch of different whatever, what's it called, like video footage from different places and piecing it together. So I can see a lot in terms of surveillance, whether that be a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. But being able to track certain objects, certain people, certain things, and then being able to analyze that across different footages, that would be very powerful. My camera is so blurry. I think, is it because, can you increase my quality to 1080? Okay, maybe not. I have no idea. Maybe it's just my internet is a bit shit. Sorry about that. Sup, Tina? Love from Portugal. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. Robbing bags, morphing CC. Okay. I guess. Shit. That's actually true. You could do that. Just go in there and do the opposite, in which you go in and just blur out everything related to a certain object. Well, shit. I guess you could do that. I think it would be helpful in the robotics and self-driving car space. Self-driving car research. Okay. I see. Why robotics? Is it for training data and understanding things? Self-driving car research in the sense of being able to track I find that self-driving car, isn't it pretty good at identifying objects already? So this is, I think, specific to isolating certain things, like certain parts of a video. So yeah, I need to think about that, actually, being able to use that model, because I am trying to build out more products right now using AI tools. So releasing the video, also just trying them out more myself, to build products using these. What else can be used in this case? What about the medical field? Anybody in the medical field? Blackmailing. Yeah, I'm curious. Kinza, what do you mean by helpful in robotics and self-driving car? How would that work, you think? Medical field, would it be able to, I feel like it has to have something to do with the medical field, like tracking, trackers in certain dyes in the body or certain cells in the body, maybe certain cells in the body, or like certain drugs or something in the body as it moves through the body. I can see that. Yeah, like you can do, I think it's like mass selection across different videos and just being able to isolate that. I think that part is the key. Speed traffic cameras tracking vehicles and congestion. I see. You know, okay. This is something that I've always wondered. Why is it that there's no smart traffic lights? Like ways of alleviating congestion by having to light the amount of time that a certain light is on. Like, why is it that nobody, like the major cities at least that I can see, is doing that? Like sometimes you're just waiting for a light and it takes forever, and it's like clearly it's better to have the other light, the green light on the other side as opposed to the red light on this side. Like, why is it that people are not doing that? Is it just because they're not able to, like the technology itself the hardware, like the light, the traffic light itself, it can only be set as a timer? Like, is that why? God, that would be great. I think it would be useful in the training. Okay, good point. Training in the models itself, like being able to isolate it and tell it what certain things are. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. Defense. How defense? They use stealth training to teach those self-driving cars how to drive. Yep, I agree. Medicine seems like a good use case. Is there anything that you guys want to be building right now, especially with Llama 3.1 and something like this video? I just think there's so much opportunity that's here right now. Another one is, I think NIMs dropped from NVIDIA. So NIMs are like these SDKs that will allow you to build things like on top of data and on top of different things, also locally. So NIMs is also, if not now, I think it already is big, but I can definitely foresee it being a really, really big thing. Yeah. When I'm investing more in stocks, I need to go do some more research, because I think there is this very good chance like these technologies would enable very specific fields. And I believe I need to do more research on which companies I should invest in. Yes, that is something I should do. Rewrite disappointing movies and series. I'm thinking, why no drones help with maybe catching people jumping from burning buildings and tracking persons? Is it because drones are too, like, they're pretty light, right? I feel like that's like also a legal thing, is what it seems like, because you're probably not allowed to fly drones around the city, is what I would imagine. I am clearly not much educated in this domain. Yeah, I am not educated either. Can be helpful to remove Nigeria from map. Why would you do that? It's not very nice. Why do you do the streams on the Saturday? I don't know. I guess I just did it on Saturdays. Yeah, when I'm stuck at a red light for no reason, I always ask, this is a problem that AI would solve. Yes, it is a problem that AI would solve. Yeah, but damn, there's just so many like things that you can be building right now. We're at least like investing in the right companies that are doing these things. Interesting. Now that I think about it, I need to do more analytics about this. Not financial advice, but personally speaking, it feels like this is important to do. Anyways, imagine some use cases in surveillance. Yes. Shit. Okay. I think companies to look out for right now is anything to do with B2B integration. Again, not financial advice, but just given from what the tools are, like my understanding of the landscape, at least right now. I'm not saying you should invest in these companies, but I would pay attention to them. I think anything to do with B2B integration, like helping companies adopt AI, I think to look into that. Anything to do with like legal and ethical stuff, I also think that part is really important as well. And I can see a lot of money that's funneling into doing that. Chip stuff, did you guys know that people would buy it instead of like investing in real estate now, because of the whole real estate market across the world? I mean, in a lot of places not doing great. People will literally buy NVIDIA chips. Like they would just buy GPUs and then loan it out as like an asset class now. I think that is fascinating. It's like you just buy these and they're like 20, 30K each. It's quite expensive, I think. And then you would loan it out to startups. It's like people are using that as investment instead of real estate, or instead of like the Bitcoins and things like that, instead of like crypto stuff. That's what people are allegedly doing now, which is pretty interesting. Right, sorry, what was I saying? Right, so I would look into those. Anything that's like fundamental model companies. So many, there's like so many companies that are just building on top of other technologies, right? And I think a lot of those companies are just part of the bubble. So I wouldn't necessarily like look too deeply into those kinds of companies if it can be easily built on top of something else. It feels more like a cash grab. I think it's like a very profitable cash grab and it's a very useful cash grab, but it wouldn't be like a long-term kind of development, I think. Like for example, like Devin, which was very disappointing. I was pretty disappointed about that. What else would you guys be like looking into? Anything like in the medical field. I also think that is one, just generally speaking. Even if like a company and looking into companies doing that, or going into yourself, think things in the medical field, biomedical space is really good to look into these days. What else do you think? No, in agriculture, big DJI drones can lift more than 100 kg. Oh, okay. 151. So it sounds like it's probably just in terms of cost and regulations, huh? We should research more into for investments. I want to do that. Would that be like a weird thing to stream about? Because I don't want to give people financial advice, but at the same time, that's something I'm personally pretty interested in. Is that like a weird thing for these streams if I did that? Startup ideas, note these down. Oh, I'll give you guys like a sneak peek. One of the things like I think is like a way to earn money pretty quickly, and is if you make, if you're like reading books, like The Alter Ego, or like Random Walk Down Wall Street, like books like this. I'm reading David Goggins' book again. Don't Hurt Me. They always have like exercises that are in the back, right? And people would take these exercises, put it into a workbook, and sell it on Amazon. And I think that is such a good business idea. Just take those, make it into a workbook, and then just put it on, like, just sell it on Amazon. I think that is an excellent startup idea. Or it does not even start. There's like literally no startup cost doing that. Okay. All right. We're at time, and it looks like people are not interested in talking about startup ideas. Okay, that's fine. All right. I want to build an app that reads and listens, summarizes the videos you have for the day, and give you the information. So video is one of those things for analyzing video. The only one, I think, my understanding is like ChatGPT, like GPT 4.0 does okay in video analysis. It's like decent, but I don't know of any other company any other model that is actually really good at video analytics right now. Not that I know of. So many small businesses could use AI to revamp, could do REITs as well instead of real estate, though I'm not a fan of it. I feel like I don't know enough to comment about that. I don't really like usually look into things that are derivative of something else because I feel like then it's harder to track. But I don't know. No comment. Tracking airport passenger flow studies, that data could help design better airplanes. Instead of me watching a video, I want to summarize. Oh, if you want to summarize things by AI, there's a thing called harpa.ai. I don't know if it's still a free tool, but I still use it. It's very good at summarizing things from videos, so check it out. harpa.ai. Not weird. Definitely would like to hear more about fiscal matters from you. Like, I think for me, it's going to be mostly just analyzing things about different companies and just combining knowledge. I don't have like insider information or anything like that, unfortunately. But it is something that just feels like I would be missing out on a lot to be not paying more attention, not just in terms of startup ideas or, like keeping up with stuff, but just investing in certain classes and things like that. That's something that I'm pretty interested in doing. Companies will make its own in-house software if they are big enough, like for Optimus. But there's also a lot for like smaller industries. Something I realize is if you go to very niche industries, say like specific like chiropractors, right? Like something like very niche, people make a lot of money by making very niche software that essentially gets all the practitioners in this case using that specific software, and they're charging like $100-$200 a month. And if you actually use the software, it's kind of like a piece of shit, but the thing is it's good enough. So there's actually so much money being made in those sectors as well. If you just choose the right niche, and then instead of building something that's like super shiny and cool and special, like this AI is like, something like really cool. If you just focus on like these more niche use cases, I think that's actually a better choice if you want to start a business. Obviously, if you're trying to go for like a startup and get VC funding and stuff, you kind of have to go for more of the shiny like things that you're doing. But if you say you just want to like start a business, make some money doing that and deliver some value, I would look into more of the niche use cases personally. For biomedical tracking, it will be good for contaminant / partial separation in liquids. I'd use ChatGPT for it. And maybe some industrial sector like segregating. Exactly, like something like that, you know? I saw this AI video of somebody, it was like so niche in agriculture, like being able to separate the bad vegetable from good vegetable, just something like that, like automatically be using vision or something like that in order to separate them is like a very huge deal. So it's like things like this is where I would personally look into. Okay, anyways, I am going to drop now. Thank you all so much for joining today and watching this, and I will see you guys in the next video or live stream.